All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We got some big storylines to talk about today. We're going to start with the WBO ordering Devin Haney to defend his welterweight belt against Keyshawn Davis. A fight that we knew Keyshawn Davis really wanted.
I'm gonna whoop your ass, Debo. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You get your ass whipped. Hey.
We knew Devin Haney wanted the fight against Shakur Stevenson. And then, you know what, after Shakur Stevenson, he was happy to go back for Keyshawn Davis. It didn't seem to me as though Devin Haney wanted any part of Keyshawn Davis until Devin Haney got his hands on Shakur Stevenson.
Now listen, you and your brother, we want you both. Now listen, you guys got to get together. You got to sign the agreement together that we're going back to back with you gentlemen, sir. Okay? And that's only right. Listen, like Jay says, if this shit, if Jay said, like he said, if this shit is going down, let's get it over with.
Well, for whatever reason, that Devin Haney versus Shakur fight just didn't eventuate into anything. And I'm glad that WBO have stepped up and says, no, you have a number one contender there in this division. You're going to go and face him. And at the end of the day, if Devin Haney loses to Keyshawn Davis, well, there was no point of having Devin Haney versus Shakur. If Devin Haney goes and beats Keyshawn Davis, that is just an added bonus because all of a sudden you've got all this extra fuel and motivation and hype around the fight between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. So I love this decision by the WBO. Early doors, I'd probably pick Devin Haney based off the fact that he's got so much more experience at the top level than Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is all talent, all right? He's all talent, and I can see that talent becoming something great, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has to eat this hiccup first before, creating that legacy because Devin Haney is such an experienced fighter. He's also more natural at this weight at this current point in time than what Keyshawn Davis is. Sebastian Fundora to defend his WBC belt against number one contender, undefeated 23-0-1 Albanian Ermel Hadrabij. Fundora promoter also saying that a boots unification fight will happen possibly in 2027. Now, once again, we're on this merry-go-round of Sebastian Fundora, and this is the key reason I don't particularly rate Sebastian Fundora. Look, nothing against Hadrabij. He has a great win. He's coming off a great win against Samaki, but Sebastian Fundora has an interim right there in Virgil Ortiz. All right. If you're not having that fight because of Virgil Ortiz and whatever problems he's going through right now, which for the WBC, I would have preferred them say, all right, let's mandate it. Sebastian Fundora versus Virgil Ortiz. That's the mandatory. If either one of those fighters don't want to fight, they can get their belts removed. If Virgil Ortiz isn't going to fight Sebastian Fundora because he's not allowed to fight, he shouldn't be sitting around for years holding onto a belt. At the end of the day, Sebastian Fundora, there is your mandatory challenge. If you don't want to defend your belt against it, relinquish it. Look, Hadrabij is the number one in the WBC, so you can't get too mad, but I just think the way some people talk about Fundora, I just don't see it. And I think Fundora, there's unification fights out there. All right, there's that Virgil Ortiz fight to have, and he's going and facing a guy that I don't think anybody really has any interest in seeing him face. If he smacks him, well, that's what we sort of expected. If he loses, then, hey, you know what? Turns out Hadrabij is that real deal. But for Fundora, I mean, since winning that title, a world title that was thrusted upon him because he got that opportunity out of nowhere. Keith Thurman gets injured. Fundora comes in on 14 days' notice. Tim Tszyu gets cut. All right, that plays a massive role in that fight. Fundora gets the victory just. And then since then, he's picked Chordell Booker. He's picked Tim Tszyu after getting destroyed by Barkram. And he's picked Keith Thurman, who was inactive for 5 years and isn't a super welter. So for me, I'm still not on this train of Sebastian Fundora being a top fighter. And this just sort of backs it up. And I think a lot of it has to do with Samson Lukowitz as the promoter, because I think he protects his fighters too much. And I think he's full of shit. I see the same sort of stuff with David Benavidez, and I see it with Sebastian Fundora, and I see it with Gabriela Fundora. Tyson Fury will face Maurice Varch July 24th at the Max Muay Thai Stadium in Pattaya, Thailand. All profits from this fight apparently going to be donated to local charities, which I love. You can get behind that, all right? People aren't happy about this fight. People aren't happy that Tyson Fury is taking on Vark. We all know who Vark is. Vark is now 46 years of age. His professional record, 39 victories, 20 knockouts, 13 losses, and 5 of those coming by knockouts. And pretty much any time he's been in there with a top-level opponent, he's lost to him. The last time you've probably seen him was when he lost to Moses Itauma back in 2024. But other people that he's fought and lost to, Frazier Clark, Kevin Lorena, Arsenbek Makhmudov, Huey Fury, Dillian White, Martin Bacoli, Jarrell Miller, Alexander Povetkin, Vladimir Klitschko. this is a guy that we know, all right, what he's going to throw up. We know that Tyson Fury is going to beat him. And realistically, this fight, look, they've added the charity thing to sort of, not get too much hate on it. But the fact is, this fight here is Tyson Fury staying in shape, have another run out, hopefully getting a knockout and building hype for him versus Anthony Joshua. Obviously, Anthony Joshua's taking on Christian Prenger very soon, so you might as well have Tyson Fury have another run out. He can't, be any worse than he was against Makhmudov. He might impress. He might get a knockout, and all of a sudden, hey, guess what? We've got something to sell the fight against Anthony Joshua a little bit more, because the fight against Makhmudov didn't really give us a selling point. This one here, it's a nothing fight. You expect Tyson Fury to win it. Whether he gets the knockout or a decision, it's not going to matter. It's going to be a landslide victory. And yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. We just want to see Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, date, location, locked in. Let's get ready for it. Let's watch that fight. All right. I'm sick of. I don't want to see Anthony Joshua take on Prenger. I don't want to see Tyson Fury take on Fuck. I didn't really want to see Tyson Fury take on Arslanbek Makhmudov. There's two guys there. AJ, Fury. Let's get it done. All right. The final story of the day, and it is about Moses Itauma, who is the future of the heavyweight division. But it seems as though the future is here and now, because we already know that Moses Itauma is the WBO mandatory to take on Fabio Woodley or Daniel Dubois, the winner of that rematch fight. But he's now been ordered by the IBF to take on Frank Sanchez for that vacant IBF heavyweight title. Like, Moses Itauma, he's got the fight against Hrgovic, and I don't think anything's going to jeopardize that. He's going to take care of that business first, and then I think he'll go for this IBF world title or the WBO world title, depending on outcome against Phil Hrgovic. It's not a guarantee. It is not a guarantee Moses Itauma to beat Phil Hrgovic. Many people back him. Many people think he will do it. Some people think it'll be a decision. Some people think it'll be 2 or 3 rounds. It's not a guarantee. Nothing in this sport is a guarantee. And we're now looking at Moses Itauma, and we say, he's the future of the division. Well, he's the future now because he's IBF mandatory. He's WBA #1 contender. He's WBO mandatory. And in the WBC, he is ranked number 3 behind Tyson Fury and Lawrence Okolie. Beating someone like Phil Hrgovic, you wouldn't be surprised if he jumps to number 2 or number 1. So we're looking at a guy here who is the #1 contender in 2 divisions. He is the mandatory for the world title in 2 divisions, and he's number 3 in that other one. So he is the future right here and right now, and I think all of this now, it's going to play a pivotal role in this fight against Phil Hrgovic. You can't tell me he's not feeling the pressure at 22 years of age, whatever he is, 21, 22 years of age. He's not feeling the pressure, the fact that I'm going to take on Phil Hrgovic. Everybody expects me to win. And then guess what? It opens the door to numerous world title opportunities that are already here. They're already present. The world titles are already secured. You're ready to go and fight for them. So there is a lot of pressure now on this fight. Phil Hrgovic, he's got absolutely nothing to lose. All right? He's going to be the underdog. He's the outsider. He's the one with the experience. He wants to prove something. Moses Itauma, 21 years of age, has all of this pressure and expectation mounted on top of him ahead of this fight. And you know what? Pressure makes diamonds. And we're going to have to see whether he is a diamond or not. And it's going to prove it, because I think all of this noise around him, as well as these IBF mandatories, the WBO mandatories, are going to add heaped pressure onto him against Phil Hrgovic. And like I said, Phil Hrgovic has nothing to lose. And I don't think some people are giving Phil Hrgovic the credit he deserves as a top-level boxer. I think he's got one of the best jabs in the heavyweight division. I think his 1-2 is outstanding. All right? He's a tough task. He's not the most mobile. I get that. And he's not the biggest hitter. I get that as well. But Moses Itauma, we're talking about a guy, right? Moses Itauma is the future of the heavyweight division, like I've said. He's the highest ranked in multiple organizations. And he has not fought anyone. He's fought Jermaine Franklin, Balogun, and Dillian White. So, look, as great as it is for Moses Itauma, you've got to question the depth and the current state of the heavyweight division. Look, that is all the news for today. Make sure you do like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know of what you thought of the news. How do you think Devin Haney versus Keyshawn plays out? What do you think about Moses Itauma? Which title do you think he'll go and fight for if he beats Phil Hrgovic? Is he going for the WBO? Is he going for the WBA? Is he going for the IBF? Which one is he going to go for? Sebastian Fundora, what do you think about his fight against Hudra Beige? And Tyson Fury versus Vark? That'll be the one that gets the most criticism. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think.